It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you will call to serve. In this episode, we have the one and only Deborah. She's in the building, and she'll be talking about empowering women. What a great topic. What a great time to have that conversation right now. What's going on, Deborah? How are you doing today?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for being here, by the way. I appreciate that. And before we get started, we'll get into how famous you are and your background and all the wonderful things you've done in the world. But before we do that, I'm just curious, so we can all be on the same page. What does being an empowered woman mean in life and business these days?
To me, I think an empowered woman means that you're being seen. People they feel you, they hear you, especially when you're trying to do things. Because a lot of times, women are being told that you can't do this, you can't do that. So to me, being an empowered woman means that you can do anything that you set your mind to do, even when the world says that you can't.
Mm. And in the world that we live in today, why do you feel women struggle to feel empowered, I'll say, or I'll say really believe in themselves when they are certainly more than capable of doing it? In the time that we have AI, they can go look at it and say, hey, tell me I'm a good person. They can go watch a YouTube video and feel inspired. Why are some women, I won't say all, but why do some women still struggle with just believing in themselves?
I think they feel that way because society always say that, women don't get along, women are difficult working with each other, and women are just jealous. Women are always in competition with each other, and women are DEI and all this stuff. But it's like I think we just need to get to know each other. Then that way we find that we have so many things in common.
If there's a woman now that's watching and says, I like what I'm hearing, I'm curious, Shay, what is one simple step that I could take today? If that feel like they're showing up boldly, what's one simple step that a woman could take to start showing up more boldly? What would you say to that person?
I mean, I would say that just be you. Just don't worry about the naysayers. Just be you. Just, do your own thing. Just know that you can do whatever you put your mind to do.
So true. And there's some folks who are meeting you for the very first time, and they're like, I like what I'm hearing, Deborah. Sounds empowering. But Shay, what is Deborah's backstory? Who is she? And what is that defining moment that led her to focus on having a platform that really empowers women to live the life they truly deserve? So let's take a moment. The question, tell the audience, who are you? And what's your backstory in that defining moment in your life where you said, you know what? I'm dedicated to this cause, empowering women.
Okay, so who is Deborah? Deborah is a wife. She's a mother. She's a grandmother. She's an author. She's a veteran. And Deborah was a product of living in the projects. And a lot of times people have a negative condemnation with living in the projects, that you are a product of that environment, that you're gonna grow up and to not be anything. So as a result of that, I decided that I'm not going to be what people think I'm going to be. I'm just going to make my own way. I'm going to do the things that I want to do. So that's what I set out to do.
And you decided to dedicate your life to empowering women. Was there an incident or a moment in your life that you decided this is what I'm going to do?
I mean, I was a teen mom. I was 19 when I had my daughter. And I didn't want to be one of those people that, I had my daughter, I was stuck in the projects, I was on welfare or any of that stuff. I didn't want to be on welfare. I applied for it, but then I wanted a job. I didn't want to be one of those people that I had one daughter and I had two daughters living in the project. So I decided to go in the military. I decided to get a government job. And from there on, I just kept on moving up because I wanted my daughter to see that if your mom can do it, so can you.
Wow. Thank you for serving, by the way. We appreciate that. And thanks for all that you're doing. Um, what is maybe one characteristic that you've seen of women that you work with, because you've helped so many women along this journey? What's one characteristic you've seen that women have that allows them to keep pushing forward in the face of adversity?
I mean, I think that sometimes adversity gives people that push to keep on moving forward. Because I think sometimes when you go through things, it allows you to feel like you can come out from that to be stronger and to move up.
What part has faith, or I'll say mindset, played in your journey in terms of being an empowered woman?
I think mindset played a big part because my parents didn't go to college. My parents weren't in the military, and I wanted to be better at, better showing my daughter that, you know, because my parents didn't do that, I wanted different for my daughter. I didn't want to be, a product of living in the projects, not really having, a whole lot because my mom struggled with 4 kids and I wanted better for my daughter.
What would you say to the person right now that says, wow, she's got it going on, Shay? What does she say to someone like me that's trying to take care of myself, but I'm responsible for, maybe they're in a relationship. So they're responsible for being in a relationship, or maybe they're married, or maybe they're watching right now and they're like you were, and I've been, when it was a teenage mom. I was a teenage father, so I get it, by the way. And they're watching and saying, you know what? Let her know, Shay, that I work a 9 to 5. So I'm a 9 to 5 person, and I have my own little business on the side. And the question I'm getting to is, how does someone take care of themselves without feeling guilty when someone else is dependent on them? Someone else is watching and saying, hey, by the way, let them know I'm a caregiver like you, Shay Brown. I got people that depend on me that I take care of. So the question I come back to is, if a person got all this going on, so many people depending on them, how do they slow down and make sure they're taken care of without feeling guilty?
I mean, the first thing I would say is that at some point you need to slow down, and you can't pour into everybody else if you're pouring from an empty tank. So you got to have that self care for yourself. So, I mean, you shouldn't feel guilty for taking a little bit of time out to take care of you. Because at some point, if you keep on going, giving, 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 you're going to burn out. And what good are you going to be to anybody else?
As you was going along this journey, were there quotes that you told yourself? Is there a verse? Is there an affirmation? Let's call it that you say to yourself along this journey that's kind of helped you. If not, that's okay. I'm just always curious.
Yes, there's several quotes. When President Obama got in office, yes, you can. And then with God, all things are possible. Those are some of the quotes that kind of like helped me through things.
And tell about your career in the military. What did you enjoy most about that? And what was one of the things you learned while you was in the military?
I mean, in the military, I was young when I went in the military. I was 17. So I learned that discipline, structure, and that, I made friends while I was in the military, and I learned to rely on myself. I learned to, I learned that, people, no matter what color, you have to rely on them when the going get tough, and that you're part of a team. So I realized those things when I was in the military. That sometimes you can't do it alone. You have to have people that's on your team to help you through it.
Yeah. What branch of the military did you serve? I mean, I don't think I heard that. So everybody's listening. They're all
Army,
leaning in and saying,
U.S.
hey,
Army,
Shay, what branch?
U.S. Army.
Good, good. Shout out to all the folks out there serving us, keeping us protected. We appreciate all of you, by the way. What are some things that a woman can do to support another woman so she could be empowered? You mentioned earlier that there's a stigma sometimes that, women don't work well together. And that's not true, I don't believe. But if you had to step back and say, you know what, Shay, here's 1, 2, or 3 things that a woman can do to support another woman, what would you mention?
I mean, a lot of times, like when my friends are writing books or they have events, I always try to support. I mean, if they have businesses, they sell products, I always try to support by at least one thing. That's how I try to support my friends or a woman. I mean, sometimes I may not know them, but if it's a book that speaks to me, then I'll buy it.
Now, you've recently put together a journal, talks about your journey. Tell us what's the backstory behind that and why was now the right time to release that? And tell us the name of it because they all want to
Um,
know, by the way. I just said journal to make it easy, but I know it's overcoming odds, but tell the audience about that, please.
so I wrote a book. I had been writing it for years, but I guess procrastination and fear was two of the reasons why I never released it. And so one year for my birthday, I said, I'm going to do it, and I didn't know how to fully put it together. So I found somebody that was helping us with this co-author project. And I asked her, could she help me? And she did. And so with the journal, I think with the journal, it was Walking Boldly journal. And so it was a lady that I met through one of the classes that I took. And so she was, walking us through the steps on how to do journals. And that's how that came about.
Perfect segue, by the way, talking about against odds to a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you probably know what we're about to do. You can go ahead and say those magical words, by the way. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. For all the folks who tune in for the very first time, we appreciate it. You have a lot of choices and you choose to be with us. Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny the past is, the past really no longer equals the future. And so my question for the one and only Deborah on the other side, we're going to find out when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And number two, was there ever a time there was a setback in your life and how were you able to bounce back from it?
So January 1st to me means health. So I had a pulmonary embolism September 2024. So when I think about that, I think about how if I didn't go to the doctor, I wasn't feeling well, that could have been it for me. So I always think about how that's my new year. That's when, I was given a second chance because so many people that have like the blood clot in plain terms, they don't make it. So I feel like that was my new year. And that was my time to kind of like get it right. That was like my wake up call to, make sure I get everything in order. That's when I take my health serious and I have been. So I've been trying to, make sure I live right, do right. That's what I've been trying to do. So,
Congratulations to you. Health is so important, by the way. What are some things that you
yes.
changed with your health that may help someone else that's watching right now?
So I like also I had a my gallbladder removed emergency in September. It seemed like everything happened in September. So even with the gallbladder, I used to like spicy food and I can't really eat that anymore. So I've been trying to make sure I follow my diet, not eating that, not eating like some of the things. I can't remember like a lot of the things that the doctor told me that I couldn't eat. So just, trying to make sure I drink the water, not doing, a lot of sodas and just that. Sodas, spicy food, just stuff that's kind of like rich in fats and stuff. So,
Okay. Makes some good sense. Thanks for sharing. I certainly appreciate that, by the way. One of the questions I like to ask, we have a few minutes, we have a couple minutes now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I know you had a lot of mentors along this journey, a lot of folks, you read so many books, but you just step back and say, Shay, here's one of the best pieces of advice I've been given that I want to share with the audience. What would it be and why?
um, So someone recently said, I feel like I'm one of those humble type people, and titles really don't matter to me. And so somebody on the Miss Corporate America journey was like, "You're a doctor. Why don't you use that title? You earned that. Be proud. Step outside of your comfort zone and say it." It's like, "What? You're right. I should say it." I mean, even though I'm not one of those type of people that I'm all caught up in titles, but she was like, "You earned it. Why don't you say it? Be proud." So
I love it. I love it. By the way, um, what does success look like for you these days? What does it feel like?
success to me, just accomplishing everything that I set out for myself, because it's like every year I always set goals for myself. And I retired back in May of last year, not because I wanted to, but because of some things that was going on in the federal government. So it kind of gave me a peace of mind. And the Miss Corporate America competition was something that I did to kind of get out my comfort zone and to network. And I feel like I did that. Um, I'm not sure what else is next for me. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what else is next.
Well, we can't wait to see what's coming up next for you. As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, first, what do you do for fun? What does fun look like for you?
I like to travel. I like to
Okay.
craft.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What type of where any place you like to go to in particular?
I mean, I like to cruise. Right now, the Caribbean mainly, but hopefully next year I'll be able to go to some of the Mediterranean areas, Alaska.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well, as we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, how can folks connect with you? How can they follow you? Is there a website? Is there a place they should go to? Should they find you on social media if they want to stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now?
Um, yeah, I'm on social media. They can find me on Instagram, Ivy_2. I would like to have women clients that I can like mentor to empower them, to let them know that they can do whatever they want to do. Because a lot of times, I give out journals, I send, people coloring books, to help them get over their like traumas, and especially if they're going through things. So, and then Facebook is Deborah Ivey. I'm on TikTok, Deborah Ivy, so they can find me on those social media platforms.
Well, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back again soon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, we don't have a show. So thanks for spending time with us. I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're doing really, really well and there's another level you're going to, or you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that
Yes.
one reason, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet
Oh,
to
yeah,
come. Your
definitely.
best is yet to come. With that
Yes.
being said, my name is Shay Brown. I'm out. Peace, Deborah. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you, well, on the other side. God bless and keep doing God's work. Bye
All
bye.
right. Thank you.